All right, back to the NFL coaches picture here. Annual tradition. This is the other one, is the picture of all the NFL coaches, or at least most of them. So everyone's looking around and like, there's a Barstool guys do a great job. Pardon my take. They break down every single outfit that's there. Like they break down, the new coaches are always sort of the ones you're looking for. Well, Todd Monken, as the new coach of the Cleveland Browns, was absent. So everybody's like, what happened? Was he at the day drinking thing and he just, didn't get to the picture later? And we found out why Todd Monken wasn't there. Here he is telling his reason. He was getting a clean cut.
I really don't give a shit. I mean, it had nothing to do with me. I mean, they moved the meeting. I didn't miss it. I was just trying to get a sweet haircut. I mean, that's what I was trying to do. And then they moved the meeting. Now, you can blame that I should have been at the meeting when they moved it up, and my ass would have known that's when it was. Yeah, okay, I got you. And was it disappointing? Bet your ass it was disappointing. Would my life to be a head coach? I'm not in the head coach's picture. You'd think with AI they could have done that quickly and got me in there. But no, it's the way it is.
I love that
under
part.
the bridge, and what'll matter most is how we move from here and do we win or not. That ultimately, none of that will matter.
The reason I asked is that there's this perception around Browns, like what can go wrong, will go wrong. People always read the worst into what happens here. How can you guys change that perception?
Winning. Well, what changes everything, right? Winning changes everything, right? I told the coaches that the other day, right? Or playing well. How does a player stop a narrative? Play well. How do we stop a narrative on offense? Score. How do you stop a narrative of winning? Win. It's pretty freaking simple, right? I mean, is that not in life in general, right? There's a narrative out there that, you're not a good husband. Well, change, be a good husband, right? All that's part of it, right? Change the narrative, become that. That's what we have to do. It's real simple.
That's the right answer.
Gosh, the reporter's question was so good because you kind of had to press him, right? And it does feel like when Aaron Glenn falls asleep at the combine, it's like, of course it's the Jets coach. Now you've got a coach and you're like, of course it's the Browns coach. And I give the reporter credit for stepping up and asking that question. Like, do you get the perception? And Todd Monken is 1,000% right. There's only one way to change it, and here's the thing what'll happen. If he goes out there and they win more games than they did last year and they look like they're making progress, no one will remember that. Same thing with Aaron Glenn. Like if Aaron Glenn turns it around, they get 7 or 8 wins this year, they look like they're heading the right direction, no one will remember him falling asleep at the combine. No one will remember Todd Monken missing that picture. But if they start off 2-11, it's like, oh, this is the coach that missed the picture, It's just, well, here we go. It does something that follow you. Adam Gase, remember his opening press conference?
With the Jets?
Oh, yeah, it was one of the weirdest, most bizarre things ever.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, how the heck do we hire this guy?
Yeah.
But there have been other. Nick Sirianni for the Eagles had one of the worst opening press conferences ever. No one remembers it because he got a Super Bowl under his tie.
Sure.
It does. Winning cures every ailment, every reputation. The only thing to turn it around. But now you kind of like, you're going to get this question this offseason, and, it just kind of follows you there. I didn't know that the meeting or the picture time was changed.
Yeah.
Because, the haircut thing is kind of corny, right? And he's kind of having fun. I got to get a sweet cut. Look, he's like he's a middle-aged dude. Like, how much does your haircut really matter? So he's kind of making light of it, which I do think is funny and like making light and just kind of putting it there. But it is kind of, how the heck do you miss that picture?
You know what, man? I actually feel Todd Monken right here. I'm going to tell you why.
Because you like a sweet cut?
I always love a sweet cut. But, we had a situation this weekend, right? My father-in-law was in town. And he's supposed to leave on Sunday night. It's Easter, right? So we dictate the whole day upon when his flight is at 7:45 at night. His flight goes from 7:45 at night to 8:45 at night to 12 o'clock at night, back to 10 at night, back to 9 at night, back to 8 at night. So we book our plans, and then when things change, we change. And then when things change, we change. So I totally understand, like, all right, you gave me a time. I was here at the time I was supposed to be here. I didn't ask you guys to change it. I would think it's the NFL. We're supposed to be able to be on point and stay with our structure, right?
Right.
You guys shouldn't be. And look, I totally appreciate a fresh cut, man. What can I tell you?
So I just I wonder, and you never know. Like, I think there's a couple text threads I'd love to be a part of. The being one of the 32, and I wonder who sends the initial one. I'm sure they have somebody in operations who puts all 32 head coaches on the thread and says, "Hey, we're going to do our picture at 4:00, and out in the whatever lawn that's out there." But as it starts changing, do any coaches bitch? Does Monken say, "I was supposed to get a haircut," and another guy's
I'm
like,
in
"I
the
had
chair
a tea
right
time."
now.
Yeah, exactly. What are we doing here? But in any case, he missed out. And I thought it was pretty funny, he said to AI, which is true.
He's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this question, all right? Well, you just made me think of something. So you have in a bunch of group chats with a bunch of people, right?
Yeah.
There's 5 in every group chat I have that actually talk, and 25 that never say a word.
Yeah.
Who are the 5 head coaches you think that are dominating that head coaching group chat?
I think Vrabel might. I would say Vrabel's somebody who probably chimes in, and I bet they're kind of wondering what that group chat said after
Detroit.
that. Yes.
Right.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. Him. McVay? You think McVay's voice? Sean
bet
Payton
he
probably
is.
doesn't shut up, right?
Yeah, I bet Sean Payton, by the way, picked up the tab for that day drinking trip. Trying to think who.
I mean, Dan
wouldn't be
Campbell's
on
got
there.
to be in there and loud, right?
I would think so. Mike McDonald probably not.
Well, he's out now.
Right. So with the Seahawks.
I'm thinking of Mike McDaniels.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Mike McDaniel's out. I bet he was probably pretty chippy.
Yeah.
I bet he was probably in there
They probably
chiming in.
side chatted once every time McDaniels said something to the older coach. Like, what is this schmuck talking about?
I would love to know like how many side chats there are too. Like, is there, because they definitely are kind of clicky.
Well, you know what I thought about too when I was listening to Coach speak right here is like the older coaches have such a way about answering questions versus the younger ones. That's probably what it is. Like Andy Reid, Pete Carroll, Sean Payton, those guys are probably in one chat.
But Andy Reid, I'm saying Andy
Reid.
Reid ain't putting anything on there.
Oh, Andy Reid, no.
Yeah,
but he's probably like the
probably-
Godfather. He probably says one thing every month, and
It's like,
everyone's like,
ooh,
"Oh,
he
damn,
chimed
Andy
in."
Reid said something. This is serious."
Yeah. There's definitely like, is there somebody that puts the corny gifs and jokes in there? Yeah. Like, is that like, because I get a lot of those in our chats. Like, and we'll call them out, but like, stop it, stop. And then we always have a conspiracy theorist in there, like, the latest
I
conspiracy
kind of feel
theory.
like that's probably Salah. Like Salah looks like he should be like a Marvel character, but he's like real, like well-spoken and soft-spoken.
Right. I don't think
loving.
he chimes in.
You don't think Salah chimes in?
I don't think so. I bet he's pretty quiet.
Okay,
You know?
interesting.
Yeah.
All right, well,
but that'd be pretty. I bet Sirianni probably keeps to himself. Look at him. He's over in there. And then them on the far right.
Yeah, I don't think people like Sirianni very much. That's why.
I don't think so either. I don't think Eagles fans do
I
either.
told you my experience at Sirianni, right? The short time that I was in Kansas City, he was like a video control or like a quality control guy. This is before he ever got.
Oh yeah, I think you did tell me.
He like Coach
Only who
Haley.
you were.
Well, Coach Haley was very nice to me. Like
Right.
he was real nice to me.
Nice
but,
to everybody.
But man, oh man, Coach Sirianni not
Only
very
if
nice
you
to me.
were were starter.
If you were
a big
somebody who's
name.
real nice to you, yeah.
Yeah.
If you were me, not very nice.
Yeah, I don't think that's why. He doesn't have the best culture there in Philadelphia. We'll see what happens this offseason.